I'm Dominic. Well, you may know me because you're receiving this email, or we may somehow be acquainted with one another, but here's really what I want to dig into. As a personal trainer and a body worker and energy worker, you know, we listen to people all the time. And these people are communicating with language. They're communicating, oh, my knee hurts, or oh, I had a terrible day, or they're saying, oh, that felt really good. Some of what they say is a metaphor. Someone might say, I had a really bad day. You might ask, can you tell me what made it bad? You say, well, it just snowballed. That's a metaphor, a snowball, okay? When you hear the word snowball, you have a couple of ways to respond, because that's not a tangible product in reality. So you might see, like I see 6 to 8 people a day, back to back, from one person to the next. That can get a little busy to work with that many people. So somebody who says, oh, my day snowballed, and they're just kind of like, oh, my day snowballed. You could respond in a couple of ways. If you want to stay in the metaphor with them, you could say something easily like, well, let's heat things up here. Let's melt that day away. And then you're working with the metaphor of the person. And this person can't help but chuckle. And they go, yeah, okay. And that might be the first day all day that they felt really listened to and heard. And that type of device, that'll set the tone for the rest of the session, whether you're doing body work, you're coaching them on nutrition, or you're doing training or group training. As a lot of you have a diverse set of backgrounds, and we all share something in common, is that we love people. We want to help people with what we know. And at the same time, you have to have the right mindset for what you are there for. People are coming to you. They care about you. And it is such a fun thing for you to communicate when someone comes in and they might say, I had to walk a lot of steps to get here today. If they're talking tangibly, like in the parking lot, you could say, what do you mean, from the parking lot in here? And they might say, no. First I had to run this errand, and then I had to go to this. There were just multiple steps today. There again, speaking in metaphor. What you could say, it's, well, this is the last step on a long ride for you today. And after this step, you can relax. And then you're kind of setting the tone. Again, you're setting kind of this bigger picture for the beginning part of this relationship when somebody comes in and you're getting ready to start your session. So you just finished with somebody. They're coming in, this new person, you just finished writing some notes, and you only have a couple minutes to really transition from what you were just doing to be immersed in this person's reality. So say you're inside of your session, whether it's body work, nutrition, or training. So if you're training, you might work with somebody and they might do an exercise, and you might ask them, how did that feel? And they might say, because that's a tangible, you're trying to get a sense of what their sensations were during the exercises. What were they referencing? They might say to you, it was good, it was fine. Again, fine is not a tangible product, like, oh, my muscles felt tense here. Fine is, again, kind of a label for sensation, so it's still a metaphor. Okay, fine. Where was fine? How did you experience fine? Then you're trying to dig in a little bit further into what they're saying to you. You might run into clients, which we all have, who resist you and say, I don't want to tell you. It's just fine. Let's just move on. At that point, you have to respect what they have to say. But just know that you didn't get a tangible answer. You got a metaphor for their experience. We can get deeper into the personalities and how some of these things work out in terms of our dynamics during these relationships. But one picture here that I want to put in front of you And people tell me this all the time once they learn about metaphor. They go, wow, I had no idea you could affect this many people by knowing if they were talking in a metaphor or not. This other guy was telling me, he said, I've looked 1,000 people in the face for training sessions. Now, each time somebody shows up, I look at them like, okay, this will be fun. Let's see what kind of metaphor they're going to bring today. And it just completely changes how you look at it. Or another guy said, I stopped pushing back when they weren't giving me a tangible answer. When a person would come in and they would say, after an exercise or two, the person would say, oh, I feel like a wet towel just wrung out of me. I just sweat so much. The guy would say, I think there's still more in that towel. Let's wring it out a little bit more and do another set right now. This is what he was telling me. He said his client felt so motivated by that because he felt heard, he felt listened to, and he felt like, hey, this trainer not only personalizes the program, but this person is actually listening to me. And they may not get that you're talking to them in metaphorical language that they're using, or that you're trying to drill down for some tangible sensations that they're experiencing. But what they'll ultimately get is they'll get this comfort. They'll get this sense of, this guy listens to me. This guy knows what he's talking about. Or if this woman knows what she's talking about. I look at this person and I can trust them. What they're telling me works. I've applied it for myself out there in the world, some of the feedback that I received. And they were telling me, it's amazing, once you put this into practice, how instead of seeing 6 or 8 people and going, oh gosh, I got so-and-so this afternoon, or instead of this surfacey dialogue the whole time, you can actually go back and forth and they say, I never felt so much energy at the end of my day than before I started to listen to metaphorical language. It's like I've gone leap years without knowing that somebody was talking to me in a metaphor. And many clients, you won't lose them. So if you don't lose any more clients, if you keep them, you don't need to add that many clients to your schedule because they just want to stay with you. And then you can work on increasing how much you charge because you're making more of a difference. And then you can focus on continuing to become a better nutritionist, body energy worker, or trainer. So the big picture, if you want to feel more energy and you don't want to alienate clients, listen for their metaphorical language or their tangible language. I felt that in my chest. Was I supposed to? No, you're supposed to feel it in your back. Okay, then they'll start to try to feel it in their back. Where'd you feel that exercise? I felt it in my foot. You gotta feel it in your glutes. I need you to feel for your glutes. Then you're speaking in tangible language. But for you to know those 2 different modes will broaden your horizons. More clients will want to see you more. If each client wanted to see you 1 more session per week, if you added 1 more client every couple of weeks, how many sessions would you have? That's what's possible here. So, thanks for checking it out. DominicSessa.com. Stay tuned. Reply to this email if you liked it. I'm going to send you some more videos. Take care.